So teachers train their kids to know what goes where, and usually don't move from one activity to another without having their kids put things in a home first. And so that helps my mind be like, I am my kid's teacher. I'm responsible to teach them the things that are important in my home. And so if I can hone in on that teacher part of myself and see I'm their teacher, it just helps me. And then it helps me be more patient too, and it helps me be like, okay, Avalon's kindergarten teacher, because Avalon's my messy one, she wouldn't let Avalon just throw her coat there and her backpack there and her shoes and socks there, you know? So that's a really good way for me to learn how to teach my family things that are important. Let's see. Okay, so how we do it in our house is before fun things or even meals, before meals, treats, outings, my kids, most of the time, we're obviously flexible when we have company. We let it all go when we have company, because I never want our company to feel like they have to go by our rules. That would be so heavy and ugly. So we let my kids know that you don't have to, because my daughter, who is tiny, she used to get anxiety, yeah, but we're having 12 kids over, they're going to mess up my things. It's like, just let them mess up your things. We'll get back to life later. People are more important. So, I mean, that's hard when you're having company over all the time. I know some people host a lot, but, okay. So my kids know before meals, treats, outings that they're responsible for anything that they've used to be put in its bin. And they know they can't eat, watch TV, or go to a friend's house, anything that's fun to them, until it's done. And so, you do have to be patient like a teacher when you teach this, but it's like, okay, buddy, we're all having supper, but I noticed all your Legos are still all over the living room floor. So we're going to eat in 5 minutes, so why don't you start picking those up? And sometimes you let them leave them out because you know they're going to play with them after supper. But honestly, most of the time in our house, I find that it's freeing to clean up things before you go to another activity, because half the time he comes up to the Legos after supper and it's old news and he just kicks them around. But if they're picked up, it's for some reason he's excited to dig in and make a mess again if it's picked up. So anyway, that's how we do it at our house. Let's see. And it's second nature at our house, because I started to treat it as the things that were important to me as my job. And just for an example, this was the first year that my Avalon and Brecken were in school. So for 3 weeks, this would be what would happen. They'd be adorable, come in the door from school. Avalon would be so excited to show me something, and I want to see it. But she would, as she's walking from our front room, first she'd leave the door open, so then the dog would come in, which is fine, but just I want to give you a dramatic picture. So leaves the door open, throws her backpack on the floor as she's walking to me, takes off her coat, one shoe's here, a sock's here, then she remembers the paper she was going to show me, so she runs back, dumps her backpack out, grabs the paper she wants to show me. It's just I'm sure a lot of you have this in your home. Kids are the best. And adults. My husband does this too. Anyway, I wasn't mad at her, and I, of course, was come show me it, on the first couple days. But then I was okay, so we're going to do a new thing in our house. I have a yummy snack ready for you, but you guys can't have your snack until all your school stuff's put away, because then we don't have to worry about it the rest of the night. I don't have to holler at you about it later. So, Avalon, this is, because she's the one that I have to help the most, this is your hook for your coat. This is your hook for your backpack. This bin, so everything has a home. This is a bin for your shoes, and whatever else she had, and whatever important papers you need to bring to me, and we deal with it. So it probably took a full 3 weeks for me just being patient and saying, shoot, Avalon, you don't get to have your snack yet, because look where your coat is, and look where all your papers are, and oh shoot, the dog he's muddy, and he just stepped on that important paper that you left. Just try to be not mean about it, So, but I remember it took probably 3 weeks for her and my 5-year-old to get that routine, and now it's just second nature to them. Sometimes there'll be a time where she's just so excited that she'll do that again, Mommy, guess what happened today? But it's funny, because at that age, it's just a habit now, and I feel like I empowered that one that was not able to do that in her own mind to just mentally know how to do that. And so, my husband is happy too because he was never taught that, and so he's learning as an adult, like, oh yeah, like, and he's thankful that I'm teaching her because it was a struggle for him to like organize anything in his life because he was never taught it. So that's my repetitive, like repetition is just important, I guess. So, okay, so I'll regroup again. Number 1, if it's beautiful to you or useful to you, you can keep it. Number 2, everything must have a home or rehome it. Number 3, focus on teaching and training. And then lastly and most importantly, before you think like this is all I do is think about cleaning and stuff, I love a phrase Annie's husband, he's our pastor, says, and it's approximately right. That's the only way I can explain what I want to explain here. And that is, so I can put my own things in order as perfectly as I want. And, but I always want freedom in my home. And I never want my kids to feel like this is more important than them. But simplicity does bring great freedom, and perfection does not. So what approximately right means in our home is like, if I know my kids tried to do what we require in our home, they tried to pick up, but like the coat fell off the hook, or the closet's wide open, or they put the boot in the bin, but the bin isn't pushed in, most of the time I don't tell them anything. I'm just like, they did it approximately right. They did a good job. Even with my husband, I do that all the time. Like, oh, he rinsed his dish. At least he rinsed it this time. He didn't put it in the dishwasher. Like, you gotta see the gold, you know, sometimes. So, I love that statement that Doug always says, because I even like whisper it in my mind sometimes, like the door will be wide open, and I notice all the good things they did, so I'm like, no, this time I need a knot. And I just kind of know in here when it's time to teach them, like, actually, Brecken, I need you to close the coat closet next time because Avea, our baby, pinches her fingers in it, so it is actually important. So I'll say, Mommy closed it for you this time, but after you hang your coat up, can you please close the closet door because that can hurt your sister. And I'm finding with the more kids we have, the more I need to train my kids because I can't do it all. And I bet any mom feels that way. Okay, so approximately right. I have all these phrases that are so helpful. So I truly believe each family member should have their own space and things. That's so important, but I also think that it's so valuable to teach them to take care of those things, just as for their whole life as adults, just to to take care of them. It'll empower them for life and teaches them to value their things. Okay, so that's basically all I had because I did not want to overwhelm you guys. But by the way, this is my sister in the corner. I have 3 sisters, and one of my sisters who's in New Zealand is like, it's her gift to just like come into people's homes and turn them into like sanctuaries. It just brings her joy. She doesn't do it judgmentally. So anyway, I asked her to, and how she got like on a roll with this is she read this book called, well, it's by Marie Kondo. I don't know if any of you have heard of her. It's called The KonMari Method, and the book's called Spark Joy. That's what it is. So this book is about the woman. She just thinks that everything in your home should spark joy, which sounds so delightful, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And so the premise of this book is just to like focus on each object in your home, kind of like I've gone through, but just make sure everything in your home is meaningful to you. So anyway, my little sister summed up that book in these 2 pages, because Lord knows we're not going to be reading that book, most of us. And you can look it up. The KonMari method is mentioned on here. It's just a really detailed way of like facing everything in your home. Like if you're like, how do I deal with my kitchen cupboards? Like she just has really fun ideas for any problem area you want to tackle. So this will just be something for any of you who are interested in like more tips than I've given you. You can look at. Otherwise, chuck it. Let your kids color on it. I don't care. But I thought I could leave you with something. And then let me just read. I'll give you a little taster of what's some of the stuff that's in the book. So, extra tips. Kitchens that are easy to clean are a joy to cook in. Keeping countertops as clutter-free as possible creates less stuff to wipe after cooking. Put things away and wipe as you go. And then here's a bathroom tip that I had never thought of. Hang a rag in your bathroom to wipe surfaces after use, just like you do in your kitchen. Who has toothpaste all over their bathroom? Or, yeah, so if you have sons, there's pee everywhere. Oh, gross. You don't want to use a rag on that though, right? Okay, use the china. Dishes that you decide to keep should be used. Don't let them gather dust in the cupboard. Let them add joy to your life. So she just sounds really fun because all she just talks about is joy. And then this is something my sister just does, but she calls it her Selah space, but it's a space of her own. Okay, this is what I call the space that is all my own in my home, filled with the things that bring me joy. For her, my sister, it's her laundry room, for some reason. For me, it's my bedroom. Like if we go through a season where our house isn't maybe the tidiest, because we have people over a lot, and my bedroom's the number one place that I just make a haven. So, and for my sister, it's her laundry room. So, go there to pause, take a breath, or hide from your children. But seriously, sometimes you need a space to go grab some self-control, and it's just nice to have a space that you can go to for that. That's peaceful. And then to keep tidy after you've done everything else, return things to their proper place. Learn and teach your family. Take care of your possessions. Clean as you go, and you'll never have a cleaning day. And that's it, I guess. So I'll hand these out, and then if any of you have questions or that's not going to work in my family. I need some more tips than what you gave me. I'd love it. I'd love if you'd tell me anything you want to, any questions that you thought while I was talking, but you might be too shy to ask. Please ask, because we have 10 minutes, and I'd love to just have you leaving here not heavy, and having you leave here with some clarity as to what you want to do in your own home. So I'll pass these out, okay? Do you need one before you go? Get out of here.
Do you want me to pass them out and I can ask you questions?
Oh, sure. Well, do you need to go? Or
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Okay, anyone have questions already? Yes.
So I have fibromyalgia and some leg issues.
Yes.
And a real bad back.
Yep.
So right now I'm trying to, the beginning of March I had influenza. It knocked me out for the entire month. Now I've got some residual things, but I'm constantly in a fight with the flare. So I have not been able to do, my house is,
Oh, yeah.
I walk in the house and I just I want to clean it, but I can't.
Yes.
I have a 9-year-old, but she's high functioning autistic, and her behaviors, she just won't do anything,
Right.
and I can't fight with her right
No.
now. The thing that I used to do was, it would get messy like that, and I would just one day clean the entire thing, and then I'd clean next week in bed because I overdid it.
Yeah.
So I have been trying to organize.
Right.
I've been trying to get to a place where this doesn't happen.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, being in bed for a week with
Yeah.
9-year-old and 4-year-old running around is.
That's a different situation altogether.
But what I'm trying to figure out is, once I get past this part and I get well, and the house gets clean, different ways to come up with ways to get her motivated, because I can't get her motivated to do anything if her little brother follows her.
Totally. That's how it goes. That's the common thing for all of us. So for me, I don't have it all together, but for me, when I started this, it was like, sorry, sweetheart, you don't get to watch that show. Like they wouldn't get to do a lot of things. Like, no, you don't get to go to your friend's house today because I need you to do this first. And you don't have to say it like me. You could think of ways that would be like, you could start with one thing at a time. Like, sweetie, before we, I don't know, what is something she looks forward to? Does she have a show or?
Computer time.
So maybe there could just start slow, because you don't want her to feel like you're like this Nazi mom that's all of a sudden a different person. But you could do something like, honey, we're starting something new in our house where you put one thing, I don't know what you want to start with, have her do something small every time before she has computer privileges. And honestly, in the long run, she'll appreciate the computer privileges more. And how old is she again?
She's 9.
Yeah, perfect age. That is the best age, like my 8.5-year-old. It's like they feel empowered when they have done something in the house, but it's just consistency, and she might whine about it and say, you're the worst mom, or like, none of my friends have to do this, but you could just start with one chore that's maybe going to be helpful for you, and then that's what she knows she has to do before computer time. Like, we're going to do the dishes. Maybe you have a week's worth of dishes. Don't make her do them all, but maybe like something that takes like 15 minutes before her computer time.
If I could just get a room for them. I keep telling the kids that they have to at least keep, because I can't walk into a room without, except have a fall hazard thing.
Yeah.
So everything's got to be clean on the floor, and
Yeah.
just don't get it.
Well, just take baby steps. Just pick one thing, because it's going to be too overwhelming if you try to just think of one thing she could help out with. Even if it doesn't feel like it made a dent in your house, it just believe that I helped her learn a new skill. That's a great way to start. So, anyone else?
How do you get a 14-year-old to clean her clothes in her closet without telling her she's grounded and
Oh
she
my
doesn't, 'cause
gosh.
you've asked her so many times that finally has to
See?
resort to like you're grounded.
Could you do something like the privilege thing? Like don't expect perfection, but like she's social too.
Yeah,
Or-
that usually works. Like you're not gonna
Right.
go to your friend's house, and have her
Yeah,
sleep
but you
over and,
hate to be like
clean it.
turn
It always
into a
resorts
fight.
to that, like I wish.
Yeah,
she
that she'd want
clean
to.
her closet.
See, I can't. I'm not.
Doesn't
Maybe you
happen.
should be up here with me because I don't have a teenager yet. My husband acts like a teenager with that stuff, but oh, I don't know. Any of you have teens that want to give her advice? You do. Oh,
Sorry.
No.
No, we got, like ours, she comes in, she just tosses everything on the bed, everything on the
Yes.
bed, everything on the bed. But she's a very like cozy kind of
Yeah.
girl. And so we just have 2 baskets at the
Yep.
bottom of the closet. So it's like you come in and you can
throw them in there.
You throw whatever you want in there, but every week you have to equalize. So once a week you have to come and you have to hang everything back up. And I like everything,
That's
like
a good idea.
I like everything categorized, subcategorized, just. And she's
Yeah.
not that kind of person.
Yeah.
So just you take your 2 baskets, these are dirty. these
Good
are clean,
job.
And once a week, at the same time every week, it's you hang those back up, I don't care what they look like, what order they're in, just they're hanging back up,
That's
That is a
really good.
idea. Because she just shoves
Yeah.
everything in her closet, like
Yep.
the top of her closet. And then
Yep.
I don't know what.
What's what?
She does make the dirty clothes in her basket. Oh, yeah. But otherwise, everything's
Yeah.
just shoved in there. And then I have new laundry and I try and put away for
Yep.
her, which I think is kind of neat.
Well,
Put
yeah.
away her laundry.
Absolutely.
And then here I am, like, stuffing in the clean laundry going, why did I fold all this? Like, it's going to be on the floor.
Does she have too much stuff? Or is it all? Does she love it all?
She goes shopping every time she gets money for
She
anything.
loves
So
shopping.
she shops like every 2
And you
months.
can't take that from her because
No.
that's her
And that's okay.
passion.
And she's a good bargain shopper too.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Well,
And
maybe
she's
the
a
bin
sewing
idea.
So an extra bin for like when she's done with something, she could say dirty clothes, rehang, and then just the.
Yeah, the extra
they're
basket.
done. Yeah.
That's a perfect idea. And then I totally do that.
Then it's
Otherwise
at least
they get
contained.
confused. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're not wasting.
I'm not scared of her closet.
Yeah. Is it time? We have a few minutes? Okay. Anyone else?
How do you get the husband to?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, I was just thinking about that. I don't know, but I was just thinking, so I've been married almost 11 years and I'm like, just last year, year 10, how long have you been married?
I've been with him for 11, but.
Okay, shoot, you're past me. Has he picked up on anything that you do just because feels like,
Sometimes
Yeah.
yes, but it's the days that you go home and you don't want to see a mess,
Yeah.
and it's just there that you don't want to lecture him because you're not his mother.
yeah,
but-
you can't. I don't have the answer for that because, I don't know. You don't want to disrespect and act like you know more than him.
Also, don't lecture him, just sort of say, it really, really bothers me. Can we come to he may not do it the way you'd like it to be done, but if you do, can we come to a, agreement or
Yeah.
a compromise? you know, if you will at least do this much, I'll meet you halfway type thing.
It's worth a try, right? All our hubbies are probably different. Shoot, what, so, does he, because some people truly, it doesn't bother them.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother them, and that's how my husband was at first. But like after this long, he finally admitted this year, he's like, thank you, after 10 years, he's like, it's so nice to come home to like, you know, just like a fresh house, like with not things all over the floor. Because he goes in homes all the time for work that he's like, oh, what if I came home to this? That wouldn't be very relaxing. So, but some people don't care. Does he just not, it doesn't bother?
It's gotten better over time, but it's just, like you said, it's how you were raised.
Yes.
It's just completely different.
I had to give my husband time because he was not gonna do it my way. Oh,
I just told
sorry.
her why it bothered me. But
Yeah.
Like,
Be honest,
I know
right?
it takes you so long to put groceries away. He's like, I just